Okay, welcome back. And like we talked about before, um, unfortunately, I got a bolt broken off inside the crankshaft, and as you can see, uh, there's a little more than an inch of that thing broken off in there, if you can see it up against the new one. So I went and tried to find a machinist that could take it out, and everybody just pretty much said that they weren't interested, that I should replace the crankshaft. But I'm not going to get in a big hurry about replacing a crankshaft on an engine I was trying to save money on to begin with. So I had a machinist friend I told about it that I go to Sunday school with, and he came over with a box of tricks, and we made a little bushing that set inside this crankshaft or inside the balancer, and that looked pretty cool. So it had a little 3/8 inch pilot hole in it, and so the idea is that we were going to drill enough of this bolt out of there where we could pick the threads clean, and but we needed something that could steady our drill, and so this would be way too much space between where the drill is and where our work was. So we decided we needed a bushing. So I ordered a piece of stock off of Amazon, and a friend that I work with was kind enough to do a little lathe work for us. And so what we ended up doing was creating a drill bushing with a 3/8 inch diameter hole, and we didn't have tools to get down in here and measure the inside diameter of the crankshaft. So I found this socket, or this torque driver, in my toolbox, and it was the closest thing that fit pretty snug inside there. So we decided that that was going to be the dimension of the outside of our bushing, and so that ended up being a 703. And so then we used a makeshift lathe out of a drill press, and took this piece down to get the diameter we wanted for the outside, and that ended up being 1.46. And so we took the difference between the broken bolt and the new bolt, and we left a little room for our shavings inside there as we start drilling on this thing, and that's the dimension that we made our drill bushing. And so as you can see, it fits in here really nice, and so it has enough for you to grab onto, and then there's enough room inside for your shavings to accumulate and be vacuumed out. And so the idea is the first thing we're going to have to do, as you can see, there's a little sharp edge where that bolt broke off, and so that same sharp edge is inside on that bolt in there. See if you can get up in there and look. So you can see that sharp edge on the bolt there. So really we need a flat surface in order to get our initial drill hole for our 3/8 drill to start in the center of that bolt without veering off to one side or the other. So we have this end mill that my machinist friend brought to me, and so the idea is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to, with this end mill, we're going to spot face the center of that bolt off and just take that burr right off of that bolt. And that way, once we get that done, we're going to come back with our 3/8, and we're going to go ahead and punch a hole, a 3/8 hole in the center, all the way through the center of that bolt that stuck off in there. Then I'm going to take this bushing back to my friend at work, and he's going to open it up to a 1/2 inch, because our next step is to drill through that bolt with a 1/2-inch drill, which is just about 5 thousandths smaller than the drill size it calls to use for a 16 millimeter tap, which is what this bolt is a 16 millimeter. So with any luck, we can get all but 5 thousandths of that bolt drilled out of there, and then reach in there with a scribe and get those get the first couple of threads of bolt remnant loosened up enough to get this tap in there and clean that hole out. So that's the plan. Whether it will work or not, we will have to see next time. Thanks for watching.